search engine at YouTube, and it was "put me to sleep." And those 4 words changed my whole life, my reality. I think it saved my life, to be honest, because I'm older now and sleep is so important. Good sleep, not, just laying there and your mind's going and you're not really sleeping. You're just thinking about everything that you've got to do tomorrow and what you've got to do next week. And so, put me to sleep, those 4 words, they were the biggest breakthrough I've had. And then we come to now, and I actually put up a meditation channel because I wanted to give back and I wanted to spark thoughts in other people's heads that had not discovered this yet, because it really did change me. So I am here today to talk about the aspects of binaural sound, binaural beats, and that was what I first started listening to. And the first time I put something on like that, I literally was out, and I woke up 8 hours later, having it be like the first 8 hours that I had slept all the way through in years. And so I was like, oh my God, I couldn't wait to go back to bed just to do it again. And I kept playing this one video clip that was like 10 hours of binaural beats. And I didn't even read the thing. I didn't put the headphones in, so I didn't actually get the full force of it, because as soon as I was in it 3 minutes, the more I kept doing it, I was out. But those binaural beats were still playing, and they did something to my brain, I think. I know. And the more and more I kept doing it, the more and more I kept thinking, there's something happening here. I was having such a great day. I was finally having a great day. And I started thinking more about it. And I started to say, there's something in this. And I started doing my research. And I just sensed the positivity in me coming through in everything that I did. I had more energy. I was just enjoying myself more when I was awake. And so simple, you don't really think about it, but the power of the brain, the power of your thoughts, it's like if you think something positive, you're probably going to feel better about it. And then your whole reality is good. Most people will think about or not even realize that they are creating their own reality. If they're having a bad reality, they're just like, well, it's happening to me. The world is happening to me. It's that person's fault. It's that person's fault. No, that's not the way it is. It isn't anybody's fault what's happening to you, because nobody has your brain and nobody has your thoughts. Nobody has your internal dialogue, and nobody else is creating your reality but you. So think about that. If you think about it and you just do a little test, catch yourself. So first of all, put it into your consciousness. I discovered it backwards. It came through to me with sleep music in my subconscious while I was actually sleeping. I was getting all those beautiful binaural beats. Um, and so it happened backwards, but it can happen in your consciousness too. And you could just test it. What I would do was once I realized that this was a real thing, I was like, okay, so I just used to put post-its everywhere where I'd make my tea and in the bathroom where I'd brush my teeth. And I would put on it, be nice to yourself, be kind to yourself. Just simple things like that. Because I realized that I did have an internal voice. And sometimes I wasn't very nice to myself. It wasn't anybody else doing it to me because I'd already got past that. So every time I'd look at it, I'd catch myself if ever I was having any negative thoughts, and I'd say no. And I'd literally simply just change my mind. And I'd catch myself and I would switch my thoughts to something positive. And in the end, I didn't have to put post-its up anymore, and I don't have to do that anymore because now I know. But the way, or what I've realized when I speak to people, listen to them mainly, if they're saying negative things, I'm like, you need my help. And I want to help you. And that's what this channel's all about, really. I mean, we'll have some fun on here too. But I figured the first topic needed to be my main reason for doing it. And I'm not saying watch my channel exclusively. Of course, I'd love subscriptions. I'm like literally, I've got 2 videos up right now. But I'm saying listen to it. If you don't do it, then you're the very people that I'm speaking to. If you already do it, then you know what I mean. Because when you have a thought, depending on how you feel about that thought, will kind of create your actions. And that's as simple as it is. Now, if anybody wants to write in or write comments or whatever, I woke up this morning at 11:30 and I was like, I got it. And this is an example. I said, I am going to be on YouTube today at 2 o'clock. Now, and I'm going to go live for the first time because I've been procrastinating and not doing it. I've been like recording stuff and then sometimes I would post, and actually I've posted once on Sherrie Talks. But I'm going to do more of this. It would be nice to get some interaction back. I can actually see the computer from where I'm at. I just not going to get up and type. But yeah, so let's go back to that. I woke up and thought I am going to be on YouTube at 2 o'clock. And here we are at 2:07. If I had woke up and I didn't have that thought, we wouldn't be here. It sounds really simple, doesn't it? And you think that most people would get it. And I know there's such a great audience for meditation music that there are a lot of people in the world that get it. So I am here talking to you, and thank you again for joining me. And if you're watching this on replay, please comment in below and like and subscribe my channel. And in fact, I listen to probably, I would say, between 10 to 12 hours per day of meditation music, and I meditate when I go to bed. I know that I'm going to fall asleep, or possibly, so I just go ahead and I hit subscribe because I know I'm going to love whatever's up on YouTube. And YouTube, they have great community guidelines, and everything that's on there is obviously going to be within that. So I trust in the search engine. And then I like because I like because it's a hard thing to do this. First of all, you're putting yourself out there and the whole world has access to you. Then you're editing it, making thumbnails, posting it, and most people do it, I guess, to make a lot of money. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I found something that had really helped me, has helped me. And I'm literally a different person since finding it, since being able to sleep. Sleep. It doesn't sound like it's important, but if you are anything like me, you know how important a good night's sleep is for the rest of your day when you're awake. So, what was I saying? I've forgotten. Because I'm so sentimental about this particular topic. And I've literally been waiting for the passion in my life and my sole purpose. What was I looking for? And I found it. And actually, last night, I went on to my music program, which has been stored in my iCloud. And I opened it up on my iPad. And I started making my own music, my own binaural beats. So I have all my original. I've only got two videos up right now. The first one is just pure music, and it's some stock footage with my own photography, and it's about an hour and 40 minutes long. And then the next one is same music, different footage, but I do a 12-minute talk down. And let me tell you about my talk down that I've discovered. So I started meditating, I'd say about 3 years ago. And I said to my friend, how do I do it? I don't know how. Because everyone's always talking meditating, yoga. And I was like, I don't know how to do that. And so he told me, and so I'm like, okay, I'm going to try it. And I also researched it all on YouTube. And I was like, okay, I took a little bit of what everybody says, and I was like, I'm going to try it. And so I spoke to him the next day, and he said, how did it go? And I said, I couldn't do it. I didn't like it. I kind of felt like I had got like something stuck in my throat, and my throat chakra, which I didn't even know what a throat chakra was at the time. This is how much of a novice I really was. So if you are out there and you don't understand what I'm talking about, we were all there, and we're all hopefully still there. And we've got lots to learn. So yeah, I said I said to my friend, I said I didn't like it. I said I literally felt like I'd eaten a piece of bread and it got stuck in my throat, and I was like this, and so I felt uncomfortable the first time I meditated. And he said to me, well, just keep doing it. And so, I go around YouTube. I don't just listen to one person now. I really appreciate the people that take the time to put it up and share it with the world. It does take a lot of work and dedication to do it, because nobody is initially paying you to do it. And so when I quit my job and said, I'm going to do a YouTube channel, and everyone was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do a YouTube channel. I quit my job. And they're like, you're kidding me. And I said, no, I'm not. And at that time, I didn't really know what I was doing. But I just had fun with it. And I did what I really enjoyed, which was photography. And I was living on Kauai. And Kauai is so beautiful. I just took my camera out on my phone and I just filmed nature. And I spoke to people, said, hi, this is Sherrie Foster. And how are you doing? And look at how beautiful this place is. And I just did like short videos and stuff. And I never really knew how to do thumbnails or get it, out there, description. I didn't do any of that. I just literally threw up a bunch of videos. I'm currently going back and organizing that now that I know a lot more, and trying to revive that channel, because that's what that's about. And that's what this is about. This is Sherrie Talks. So I'm going to be hopefully, I mean, this is my first time, and I'd like to hopefully do something where I could, you know, where you like a Zoom thing where you can like see people and people can actually be talking. That would be cool. That's something that I'm gonna do. I hope you guys can live chat with me, because if you can live chat with me, can you go ahead and say hi for me so I know how it's working? So anyway, getting back to that. So I started my YouTube channel and I had the thought again, I'm going to do it. And I did. Simple as that. You are in control of your own reality. And it starts in here and in here. Obviously, if you think about what your heart wants, and you're thinking, remember, you're thinking about what your heart wants. So it really does start in the mind. But if you actually have that thought, what do I want? What makes me happy? What gives me that energy to wake up and do what I love? And if you can find that, if you actually take the time to have that thought or think about having the thoughts, it will change your life. And the thing that did this for me was being able to sleep, which was just the most amazing thing. And I just want to thank YouTube for being here. I mean, for YouTube. Oh, and all the people that put this up to help people. And now I'm doing it and I'm blissfully happy. And it's because I realized that I was standing in my own way by just not simply realizing that I had the power, and so do you, to create your own happy reality. And now let's talk about affirmation, shall we? Because the next video that I'm putting up, I got it one day and I was just started writing down all these affirmations. And because when you have internal dialogue and you don't realize that you do, and then you become aware of it, you can also change that with your thoughts by letting your internal dialogue be a positive thing for you and removing the negative chatter and replacing it with positive affirmations and saying to yourself, I am able to do this. And then boom, there you have it. You are. So it does seem like it's such a simple thing. And I know that there are a lot of people out there that are, so what is going on out there? I don't know. I have no idea what just happened. Anyway, so I'm going to come back with loads of different topics. But this topic is very special to me. And I may very well do it again because I know that I just like had the thought and boom, boom. And that's like, you know, why we're here today. And I know that everyone doesn't have the opportunity to come on in the middle of the week at 2 o'clock. And then people that are on the East Coast, it's like 5 o'clock and they're just getting home. But I know that this will, I think, be put up again on a replay if I've done everything correctly. And it will be out there for the world to see. So, hey world, this is Sherrie Talks. And please comment on my channel and let me know the topics that you are most interested in. If it's this one, great. I can talk about this for days. I can't really talk if nobody's commenting or giving me feedback. It's much easier to have a conversation than it is for me to give a dissertation. And when I was brushing my teeth earlier, I was like literally already playing it in my mind. And now, of course, I got in front of the camera. I'm like, oh no, all the things you were saying earlier were great, But my thought is not that that was a bad thing. My thought is that everything that I said in the bathroom that was great is in my brain for another time, or for any other time that somebody wants to talk to me. So I'm really excited about my music. I couldn't believe it. I was like, did I do that? So my next videos on meditation soundscapes, and there's lots of channels that are around that thing. So I don't really feel the need to change the name. I'm not trying to compete with anybody. I just know that my intention is to help people sleep at night. And that brings me to my other thing that I found. So I told you about meditation. I said I didn't like it, and I tried a lot of people, and some people I liked, and I even looked into ASMR, and I loved that, and I didn't know what that was, but I was like, I love it. I couldn't make it through like 3 minutes without falling asleep, which was just great, because sleep is like one of my most favorite things. Someone said that to me, what is your most favorite thing in life? And I said, sleeping. Sleeping well for 8 hours. I mean, not like all day or anything. So I started doing, especially with the pandemic that we've been going through. I've been alone, and my family are in England, and of course, I've been staying alone and not going out and being safe and building my YouTube channel and my brand and everything. So I was thinking about my family one night, and I lay down and I started thinking about all the people in my life that I love. My mom, my dad, my sister, my aunties, my niece, my relatives that have passed over. And I pictured them in my mind, and I said something to them silently. And I fell asleep that night, and I woke up the next day, and I felt so great. And I was like, wow, gratitude is one of the highest frequencies that we can have. It takes us to a different frequency completely. And I woke up and I was just like, boom, out of the bed, like 7 o'clock, working on my computer. I was like, 7 o'clock, this is crazy. And so I actually invented my own gratitude meditation. And I play music in the background, and then I lay down and I do some deep breathing, and I start picturing all the people that I love. And then I picture the people that are my friends. I go all the way back. I try to think of everyone. Sometimes the list is super long, and I ask Spirit to help me the next day, and all these different things. So if you're like me and you try to do somebody else's meditation and you enjoy that, that's wonderful. And I'm not saying that I haven't enjoyed other people's meditations. I'm just saying that you can literally do it. You have the power to do whatever it is that you want. So if you want to think about something that you enjoy, like cooking, instead of saying, oh no, tomorrow I've got to make the kids pack lunches, and I've got to do dinner, and I've got to go shopping. Yeah, you could think that. That's chatter. You can also think about the flavors of the food and the fact that you're going to be with your family, and that you're going to sit down and you're going to be looking at each other and talking and enjoying quality time. That just changes your aspect of the same event. You're not concentrating on all the things you have to do. You're still thinking about what you got to do, but in a completely different way, in a more positive way. So it changes your thinking. And that's another trick that I've kind of learned. It's like if I think differently about the same subject, then I can still, and actually more effectively, I think. So instead of chatter, it's meditation. And through that, the food is going to taste better. You're going to feel more excited about the shopping because it's not about getting it all done. It's about being excited while you're doing it. The changing of your thinking process, or the changing of your thinking from a negative chatter to a positive thought about the same thing. Try it. Next time you are having anything negative, try to catch yourself. Having any negative thoughts, try to catch yourself and say, nope, I got to think about this because it is my reality and it is something I'm going to do tomorrow. It is something I'm going to do. I do have to do the packed lunches. I do have to make dinner. I do have to go shopping. But if you change your thinking about that, then those experiences will be more enjoyable for you. And you'll get them done with a smile. It's the same thing about loneliness. My perception of loneliness, I was lonely, being alone. Sorry. But then I was like, okay, I was injured, I was alone, I was working on my YouTube channel, and I was like, I'm going to learn everything I can. Excuse me. I did not mean to do this. I'm going to learn everything I can about what I want to do. And so I changed my thinking to learning. So there was no room or time to think about anything like, I'm alone and no one's with me and I wish I could go out and I wish I could move because I had an injury. I was thinking, this is what I'm going to do. This is the reason that I'm doing it, to help people. Why? Why am I doing it? Because it happened. Now, I found it by accident. I had people come into my life and literally, like I am doing now, say things to me like, have you tried meditation? I was like, no, I haven't. But they kind of put that in my brain. And when they did, it changed my life. And I'm not saying that I'm going to change anybody's life today or at any time, really. But I am going to talk about it. That's why it's Sherrie Talks. I am going to use my voice, and hopefully, if you do like it and you want to come back and we could chat about anything, pretty much no topic is off the table. Maybe some of them will have to be private chats, but I am actually studying to get my doctorate in metaphysics. And so I'm very interested in spirituality and, mainly helping people. I mean, when people said to me, when anybody asked me, what do you want, Sherrie? And I said, I just want to help people. And they're like, that can't be true. And I'm like, why not? Why can't it be true? It actually is true. Because in helping people, it's rewarding. And and I have gratitude for that. It makes me feel good. And there's nothing wrong with that because I'm doing a service. I'm having a service. My Sherrie Foster channel is fun. And it's me enjoying myself and making mistakes. And I put all the bloopers up there because nobody's perfect. To try to be perfect is too time-consuming. And to try to make it look great, I literally took down everything off of the channel the other day. I made it all private. And I was like, I'm going to re-edit it so that people might understand me a little bit. And then yesterday I'm like, no, I'm not. I put it all back up with better thumbnails and descriptions. So I'm like, I'm not going to try to make it anything that it isn't. I don't need to. I'm not at that place where I'm searching for anybody's validation. And I don't want you to either. I want you to realize that you can do anything that you set your mind to. You can do anything, and you do it. You already do it. You literally do it subconsciously. The things that you like to do, the things that make you happy already, that you enjoy, you don't even think, second guess them, nothing. Just go do it. You don't even realize that you are already doing it because it makes you happy already. So there's no reason to question it. What I'm saying is think about that. Think about when you do that. You've been doing it since you were born. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's manifesting their own reality. They just don't realize that when things are going wrong, people tend to think that it's happening to them, that the world around us is against us. And that's not true at all. It's how you think about your circumstances that make you... I've just realized I'm not even looking at the camera. I haven't been looking at the camera the whole time. Oh my God. I'm so silly. I always do that. Okay, I'm looking at you now. I'll be looking down here. How funny. Okay. Back to square one. I'm 34 minutes in and I've like been looking at the floor. I haven't been looking at the floor. I've been looking at myself. Oh my goodness. All right. Lesson learned. So yeah, let's go back. So yeah, when things going bad, you might not be used to catching yourself and saying, this is my perception. Still your thoughts. This is my perception of what's happening. And I'd rather, or I'm used to, or I'm in the habit of thinking that it's happening to me. And so if you think that, then you're basically giving up your control of your life because you're not realizing that bad things can happen and you can have compassion and empathy for them. And you can even, go out and help people. But you can also do that with good thoughts. So you can change your thinking about anything. You can understand and say, this happened. Either you're going to go and cause the action and go and help, or you're going to say, but it's not happening to me. The thoughts that I'm thinking about it are my own, and I can think differently about the same thing, and I can have a different feeling, and then my actions will be different. So if you're not meditating at all, check out some of the channels on YouTube. There are so many wonderful people out there. I just want to personally thank everybody that posts on this particular topic, because it really is life-changing, and I am literally witness to that. And I know that it takes time and effort to do it. And I'm so glad that people are awakened. So many people are awakened that they are using this tool. It's just amazing. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful personally for it, for discovering it. And I hope that if you try a couple things like I did, many things, not a couple things, like hundreds of things. I'd put something on, I'd go lay down, I'd go, no, I don't like that. I'd get up, I'd change it, no, I don't like that. And then I'd do that a couple of times, and I'd just go back to what I originally started listening to, because the video is literally still up there. It's amazing today as it was 5 years ago. And I go through my trends, and I like certain people, and I like certain music and stuff. I always fall asleep now because once I started doing it, your brain remembers that this sound or the sound of somebody's voice or the ASMR, which I'm fascinated with. It's like, oh, that's right. When we hear this, we fall asleep. We fall asleep, right? It's the same with everything. If you are in control of your thoughts, you are telling your brain what to do. I mean, you are saying, I like this. I like this. You say, I like it. Oh, I love this tea. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh my God, I've got some tea. I'm going to have some tea. Then I like really, really enjoy it. And I actually wake up excited because I'm English and I've been drinking tea all my life. And when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, I'm going to drink some tea. It's the simplest things. And then at night, so we've spoken about the gratitude meditation and how it's changed my life. I've got so many things to say. I mean, I made a list, but it's my first time, so forgive me here. But let's talk about nighttime meditation. And then we'll go back to daily affirmations because I really want to stay on topic. So at night, I like to get ready to sleep. All throughout my day, I'm always being grateful. I like living a state of bliss because I'm constantly grateful. I'm grateful when something doesn't happen. Like, let's just say, sometimes all my computers just go off. My phone goes off. I try to make a call and it won't go through. And before I used to fight that. I used to be like, I'm going to make this happen. I would spend hours trying to get it happen. Now I'm just like, thank you, Spirit, because I realize that as well as me being in control of my thoughts, I am also allowing myself to let go and not fight against things. So when that happens, I say, that's what's meant to happen. That's what I think about when that happens. I don't think I've got to get this to work. I think I've got to take a break now. I'm going to be kind to myself. I'll make myself a cup of tea and I'll relax and I'll do it again later. And I'm thankful for those things. So I do live in a state of bliss, and I hope that there's many people, I know that there's many people out there that are awakened and live in that state of bliss too. And let's if we know somebody that isn't there yet, pass it along, share the knowledge, get people there, help them. That's what I'm here for. And I hope that it does. And it helps me. So I'm starting there, but I am going to share anyway. So when I go to sleep at night, I used to dread going to bed. I used to dread it. I would literally be like, oh no, I have to go to bed and I'm not going to sleep. And that was my thoughts. And so, of course, what happened? I procrastinated on going to bed. So I was already, instead of 8 hours, I wasn't going to get them because I had to get up at a certain time. And so, that was like the chatter in my head. It sounds so silly now that I'm saying it because I literally spent most of my life doing this and thinking that I wasn't even thinking that I was doing it. I wasn't aware of it. So now I have a bedtime ritual, and it's my own ritual, and it's a simple one. It's I get up in the day and I work on my computers and whatever I'm doing, creating, editing. This will be my new thing. And then around about, dusk, which is my favorite time of day. And this is like when I'm inside. This is mainly because of the pandemic. I mean, I go to the store, and that's like my highlight of my day. And I can't wait until everything really opens up again and we can start like living a normal life, and I can start going to the beach and shooting and stuff. But I have my dinner, and I know that my eyes have been on the computers all day, and and that's my thinking, of course. I'm saying that to myself because I know it to be true, and I also know that it is true because my eyes hurt after staring at the computer all day. And I'm kind to myself, so I'll make myself something to eat. And I usually don't eat it then because I know that my thing is when I'm full, I want to sleep. I know a lot of people feel that way. And so then I'll just let my brain shut off for a minute, and I'll maybe put on some meditation music in the background, which immediately triggers me to either allow myself to just zone out to my favorite TV shows, get in front of the fire, or sometimes it makes me want to do laundry. And I'll find myself doing laundry or whatever, because when you continue to practice this, when it becomes a habit and you don't have to put post-its in your bathroom and post-its on your oven, it really becomes a way of life. It really becomes a habit. And now that I've been doing it for so long, I look back on who I used to be, and I'm like, oh my goodness, the quality of my life was just subpar, really. And look at how I feel right now. Look at how energized I am. And it all came with sleep music, with meditation, even though I didn't get it right at first. You do whatever it is, whatever you do for you. And that's all you need to do, because really you are in control of your thoughts. Therefore, you're in control of how you feel about them and your feelings, which produces your actions, which produces your reality. And when you got that down pat, it's just great. It's just like you just want to share it. You just like, I got to tell people. I mean, if you like me, I never thought in a million years that I would be here today. I never thought. See, I never thought until today when I woke up and I said, I'm going to do it. That was my thought. And here we are. Simple as that. It sounds so simple that, I'm smiling from ear to ear because I'm listening to myself. I'm looking at myself again. Stop it. It sounds so simple. It took plenty of like aha moments, and for many years I never wrote anything down. I was like, I've got a great memory, and I do have a good memory, but I started writing things down about a year ago, and I never really go back and read them. But the mere call to action after that thought, an immediate call to action, also is what makes it become not only habit, which is really everything that we do. Our habits, our habitual way that we do things. I mean, people are creatures of habit. So you can use this in a positive way, and you can really transform your life through meditation, even though you have to find something that you love. And luckily enough for us, there is so much stuff on YouTube, and it's so specific that you can put in anything. I put in put me to sleep because that was my major desire. I just want to sleep. I didn't search for any keywords. I was that much of a novice. Like literally 4 simple words, put me to sleep, opened up my life. And And boom, we have it. I mean, it's 5 years later, and I'm still learning every day. I mean, I at least once a day, if not more, I will, if something pops into my head, if a thought pops into my head, I'm like, oh, and if I've got my phone on me, if I've got my iPad on me, if I'm on my desktop, I just put it on. Now, I might not even have time to sit and watch it. I don't need to, because I've got ears. The knowledge will come in audibly, not necessarily visually, doesn't have to. My eyesight is terrible anyway, so I don't really want to stare at the computer if I don't have to. But I'll put my headphones on, and I'll just take in the information, and some of it will stick with me, some of it will resonate with me, some of it won't. But I'm calling my thoughts now to action, and I'm now changing my own reality in little increments. And it's amazing how that changed my life when I was, isolated in the pandemic and raising my cat and her 4 beautiful little kittens. I was just learning. I was just learning, and it was so many different topics. Now, before, when I wasn't meditating and I wasn't sleeping, my brain was so scattered, and I didn't even know that I had an internal dialogue that was. I didn't even know it was there, so therefore I never addressed it. So I was scatty. I was still me, but the difference was that I hadn't yet discovered the power of meditation. Like I said, I asked my friend, how do I do it? I don't know. That's a silly question if you think about it, but it isn't a silly question. It's one of the most powerful questions in the world. How do I do it? And then not only thinking, how do I do it, but then actually going and researching it. And that's what YouTube is to me. It kind of feels like it's like, a hug from family. Like, I can be alone, but I'm really not. I have access to the whole world. I have access to learn anything that I can think of. And wow, I have gratitude. And because I live in that gratitude state, because I live in that bliss, in that high frequency, everything is just better. Because I'm open to receive. I'm not saying I'm going to fix that. It's gone wrong and I've got to fix it. I'm not allowing that to be in my thought process. I'm just changing my thoughts based on what is good and good for me, and loving myself and having self-love. So I would say, yeah, the main thing that meditation has brought me, I just recently started doing affirmations too. So the binaural beats, which were allowing me, my subconscious, to not only get a great sleep, but also like sending wavelengths into my brain naturally, even though I didn't have my headphones on. I didn't discover until, oh, you're supposed to put your headphones in. I didn't know. But apparently it's more effective, but it doesn't matter. I didn't use them, and it worked anyway. And wow, isn't that amazing? Put me to sleep. Powerful words for me. Four of the best words I've ever uttered and ever typed into my computer. Changed my whole life. So the person that's on with me today, and you've been with me, I don't know who you are because you haven't written to me, and that's fine. And I don't know whether I know you or I don't know you, but I want to thank you for being here. I'm really excited that there's a replay thing. I hope that I, did make that possible for replay. But that's okay, because I'm going to be back again doing it. I really enjoy it. It's like I'm my own therapist at this point, and you're listening. So you're my therapist. I'm being allowed to Sherrie Talks. So yes, it has been amazing that this could be seen by so many people. So if you're watching it on replay, the sense of joy that I have right now, that we, whenever you discover it is when you're supposed to discover it. And I do realize that. So when your intention is to go and actually you have a thought, you're like, I'm going to do that. That's one thing. But the more that you do this practice of self-love, the more that you do meditation. I mean, like I said, I discovered the gratitude meditation. I named it the gratitude meditation, but really some people could call it prayer. But because it is gratitude, and that's one of the highest frequencies, I got a lot from it, and I was just like, oh, that really was so powerful, because my mind was open to positivity and not negativity. And yes, things happen in life, they do, and bad things and stuff. And you can also make a decision, to help people with monetary. You can go out and work and volunteer somewhere. There's many things that you can do. You can call to action. You can say a prayer. You can put them in your gratitude meditation if you decide to do that. You shouldn't really dwell on the negative side of it, though, and be like, why? It's not about the why. It's about the when. What are you going to do with that information? Are you going to say, well, I'm thinking negatively and I'm going to change that? I'm concentrating on the bad things, which is again negativity, and I'm going to catch myself while I'm conscious, and I'm going to change that, because it really won't do you any good at all to focus on anything that's negative at all. I mean, really, point blank. That's what I'm saying. And if you're already aware, then you know that. But we're not perfect. Nobody is. And nobody's like, I'm in the state of bliss right now because I'm literally doing what I wanted to do, what I've been wanting to do, and what I had the thought and said, I'm doing it, right? Call to action. So I am in the state of bliss right now. If I were to see a car crash, of course, I'm not going to be in a state of bliss. I'm going to be concerned and have empathy for what is happening outside the world. And then I'm going to make a decision. Am I going to go and help? Am I going to go volunteer? Am I going to say a prayer? I will change. I will still stay in my high energy frequency. And that's just an example, and that's not a very good example, but I'm just trying to be broad out here because I have no idea who's going to be watching this. I think it gets recorded. I mean, seriously, I'm a novice. That's what I was waiting for. I was like, I've got to wait till I absolutely know everything and I know how to do everything, and then I'll do it. And I have been waiting for that very moment, that aha moment. But today I was like, no, the waiting is over. And I've learned everything that I need to learn up until this point to get the camera on to go live. And so if that's what I can do, I will do. Now, if I haven't pressed every button or crossed every T or dotted every I will learn and I will do it next time. And so there's nothing negative about that, I'm not going to say, oh, I forgot. Ooh, I didn't do it. Nope, I'm not. I'm going to be like, making a mistake is a opportunity for me to learn. And I look at it like that. And it sounds so very simple. And I don't want to be here not being humble, because I am. I'm humbled by the sense of gratitude that I feel that I have like put up a channel. It's not for anything else other than to share what I have found to be so inducive in my life. Like, I don't even know if that's a word, but it's been so like life changing that I'm in so much gratitude that all I want to do is now share it. And I think that that's what happens when you really, you're like, oh my God, you know, you know, I will do that. This is where I'm at. I'm like, I'm I'm at home. I am alone. I have computers. Thank God I have Wi-Fi. And I have a channel that I can do it. So it is brilliant. And I want feedback. I want it to be like me talking to somebody or with people rather, not just rambling on. And like I said, I wrote my notes and I said my things. I think I've kind of covered everything, definitely in a different way because, I got distracted with me looking down here instead of up there. I'll get used to it, I guess, or I'll use a different device or whatever. But it's been so much fun. I think I'm going to keep this like up to like an hour, just make it an even round number. So if my person out there wants to just say hi, and if you don't have the capacity to do that because I haven't set it up on your end, right, then I will get that right next time. I think that you can, if you can't actually live chat with me right now, or you're watching a replay of this, you can comment below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel so that every time I get a thought in my head, I will be like, bing, and you'll get bing, and you'll get notified. And again, not just me, but if you get on YouTube, I want you to think about this for me. Because I see a lot of people getting on and spending a lot of time on there, but they don't subscribe and they don't like. And I just make it like an instant thing. Like I get on, if it's been put on my radar, or if I've searched for it, I have faith that it's going to be something that I want to hear. And for however long, obviously things happen. The phone rings and you can't watch that channel for a minute, but I press stop, or I might put save till watch till later, which is a handy tool. But I just go ahead and I don't comment all the time. But I like it because when I subscribe to people, I get notified that they are when they're on again. So if I don't have time, I do have time, I might watch later, I might put in a playlist, private playlist for myself. And that then becomes like a familiar, like somebody that whenever they're on, whether you do or don't at that time, I get up and I say, I got to listen to my girl, which is Isabella Tarot, and she never lets comments be, so I'm going to give a shout out to my Isabella Tarot. I also listen to Nicholas Housebaum and Minnow Pond, and those are my three like kind of tarot card. But I've been listening to them now for like several years, and so the sounds of their voices make me happy. And I don't watch them do the cards, and sometimes I don't even worry about the cards. Sometimes I don't even listen to my own sign, but just the familiar, the voices, I literally feel close to them, and it's it's just something that makes me happy. So yeah, I am going to say goodbye. Please join me, like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you next time. Okay, thank you.